Hey, it's Jake from eXp, and we're going to go through a Houston area real estate market update. Today is July 20th, 2022. We're going to be updating the real estate market from the beginning of the year up to today and kind of walking through a little bit of a shift we are starting to see in our local market. I'm sure if you're looking in the housing market, you've read things online, you've probably seen some different articles, YouTube videos about this shifting market. And I want to kind of go through these numbers in real time, show you what the numbers are looking like on a month-to-month basis, compare things to last year at this same time, and really give you guys a good understanding of where we are in this changing market that we're seeing. So let's get to it right now. All right, so real quick, if you are new to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, click the little bell. You'll want to be notified anytime we put out a new video. This channel is dedicated to everything you want to know about living, eating, working, sleeping, playing, and thriving anywhere in the greater Houston area. Reach out to me today or even sooner in this ever-changing market. I want to get with you, understand your needs as a home buyer, home seller, what I can do to help you out along that way. So let's dive into the real estate market update for the greater Houston area for June of 2022. These are the latest numbers coming out from har.com. We're going to look at this. Keep in mind that this is kind of a 5,000 foot overview of the greater Houston area. So it's a broad brush that we're painting this market with. Of course, each different segment of the market is going to react a little bit differently and tell a different story. So for that, we're going to dive into some specific areas around our market, some of the markets that I cover, and show you what's going on more of a localized scene there as well. So first off, what are we seeing in the market as a whole? This little chart here is going to kind of break down the numbers compared to June of 2021. So let's look specifically here at single family home sales. Right here, you see last year, 10,649. This year, we are down 8.6% at this point last year. So home sales are slowing down a little bit. The other key indicator I want to show you about what's going on in the markets down here on the bottom, single family pending sales. Again, we're down about 7.7%. Now this is the first time in the Houston market we've seen a downturn in sales and pending sales, probably going back for about the last 18 months to 24 months. We've been on this steady climb where number of home sales, home prices are on the rise, and they've been that way for a long time. So this is kind of new territory for us. The market is softening, it is cooling, it is shifting. Keep in mind that this doesn't happen overnight. So whatever trends we're starting to see, I think this is a progression. And we'll kind of jump into a little bit about home values, appreciation rates that we're seeing compared to this time last year as well. The good news here currently, as far as single family average home sale prices, we're still up 11% over this time last year. That's a great number. That's a great sign. Home values are still on the rise. Historically, Houston has always been pretty steady and a pretty safe bet, kind of chugging along between 3 and 6% appreciation every year. So this last year in 2021, we saw a massive shift in home values. They were up 20 to 25% across the board. Right now, we're hovering about 10 to 15% appreciation. So that has cooled, but we are still well ahead of what is considered the normal appreciation rates for the Houston area. So that is encouraging despite the fact that we're seeing home sales slow a little bit. So that's kind of the overview, 5,000 foot view of the Houston market. I want to jump into some more localized information. This is a picture of my personal tracker that I use to track the market on a monthly basis. These are all the areas that I serve. It's basically North Harris and Montgomery counties. We have active listings, new listings, homes sold, months supply of inventory is an important factor, average days to sell, also tracking home values on a monthly basis, the trailing 12 months, and that kind of gives us our appreciation rates that we are seeing. So let's start here with the appreciation rates. As I mentioned, historically, last year we saw about 20 to 25%. It was a massive explosion of home values. Everything was going bananas. Homes were selling super fast, over asking price. Even into the first quarter of 2022, we were seeing the same thing. Right now, we've seen these appreciation rates slow down a little bit. They're still healthy. They're still looking good. You know, they're kind of hovering between this 10 to 15%. You've got right here, Rayford Spring area at about 20%, Spring Klein area 17.3%, and then overall Northwest Harris County, same thing, 17%. So still overall some good appreciation rates that we're seeing. I want to jump into tracking the active listings in the area because this is what's going to paint the picture for where our inventory levels are going right now. You look at supply and demand as a general sense. We have increased supply right now. Demand has slowed a little bit due to the increased interest rates that we've seen. And so naturally that's going to kind of stabilize the home values that we've seen over the last year or so, just kind of natural supply and demand. We all know the basics of economics there. But here we go. So active listings for Northwest Harris County. This is a huge shift from where we were a year ago. Even since the beginning of the year, you can see this number steadily climbing. I think at 2,500 active homes on the market right now, we're up something like 51% over last year. That's a big swing in inventory. Montgomery County is in general here. We're also seeing a shift for them, about 68% up from 1,849 last year, 3,100 homes on the market in Montgomery County. And as I kind of scroll through the different areas, you see a trend here that we're seeing this all over the board. The Woodlands surprisingly looks like they're down actually a little bit in inventory from last year. Tomball, they're up as well. Rayford Spring area, more inventory on the market. A huge jump for the Lake Conroe area. Magnolia, more homes on the market there. You see that trend continuing, and I think it's going to continue in the months ahead. We're going to see more homes hitting the market. So what does that translate to for our inventory levels? We're still hovering kind of on average around Houston about 2 months supply of inventory. You can see that right here in Northwest Harris County. We're at 1.6. That's up from last year when we only had 1 month of inventory on the market. This is Montgomery County as a whole, 1.2. You're up a full month of inventory. So let me define that real quick. Supply of inventory means that if no new homes hit the market, every home would be sold, would be gone, there would be out of homes for sale in this amount of time, 2.2 months, 1.6 months. That kind of paints the picture for you. So everybody's talking about, are we in a buyer's market? Are we in a seller's market? The definition for that, you've got a 6-month supply of inventory would be a stable and a balanced market. As you can see, inventory levels are still around 1 to 2 months. We are still in a seller's market. We have not shifted to a buyer's market. It's going to take a phenomenal amount of inventory to tip the scales to over 6 months supply to be what we call a buyer's market. Now, don't get me wrong, we're trending in that direction. Are there good opportunities for home buyers? Absolutely, there still are. Published an article yesterday where 1 in 5 home sellers right now are having to reduce their price in order to secure a contract. I ran a search for a specific area on the north side of Harris County here. 12 homes popped up as active for sale. 5 of those actually has price reductions in the last 30 days. So we're starting to see this trend of more inventory hitting the market. Home sellers are having to consider how they price their property because home values and appreciation rates are slowing. So that means that some of the data we look at from the first quarter of the year, as we see this shift and the appreciation rates are cooling off a little bit, we're going to have to be real strategic how we price our properties and our listings going forward, because we have to take into account where the market is headed, not where it's been for the last 18 to 24 months, which has just been a predominantly seller's market. They've been in the driver's seat, multiple offers. We're still seeing that in some instances, homes that are priced right, that are in good condition, great location, they're going to sell quick. Other homes, you just need to be aware of where the market is heading so that you can price your home appropriately in order to procure a sale and not rack up the days on market. Speaking of which, let's look at that, because for right now it's holding pretty steady. Average days on market compared to last year in Northwest Harris County is pretty equal. Montgomery County, you're at 23 days, 26 days, that's pretty steady. 11 days, things are still selling pretty quick, and I think this is indicative that, again, we're in the process of making a shift in the market. It's coming. I think as we get into the fall, when things typically kind of cool off anyways, as school gets back in session, I think that's going to push us along even further as things cool off a little bit. But in general, that's the snapshot overview of the Houston real estate market. We are seeing more homes hit the market. Inventory is increasing. Home sales overall have slowed a little bit as interest rates have kicked up and some buyers want to sit on the sidelines and wait around to see what's going to happen. Big announcement coming up next week with the Fed. They're going to meet and talk about what they're going to do with interest rates. They're expecting another sharp increase in interest rates. So that's going to affect a lot of buyers' purchasing power out there. So if you're a home buyer, take that into consideration and just keep an eye on your overall affordability and what that's going to do to your monthly payment. So interesting stuff in the market. We are in a shift right now. How long this is going to last depends on so many other things. Inflation rates. The good news about the Houston real estate market is we have always had a great jobs economy around Houston, and that has always had buyer demand remain steady because we've got people moving here for great jobs around the Houston area. I think that's going to continue, and that'll help keep our market fairly stable overall compared to other parts of the country. So hope this has been helpful for you. I'm not a doom and gloom kind of guy. I'm always seeing the silver lining in things. There's still good opportunities for home buyers out there. We still have great appreciation rates for home sellers right now. So I think whether you're on either side of the coin, you just have to have your expectations in line with where the market's going and what we can do to accommodate your needs at the highest level. Reach out to me today if you're buying, selling, or investing anywhere around the greater Houston area. I've got your back. I want to connect with you and be a helpful resource for you. Thanks for checking out the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Check out some of our other videos about the greater Houston area. Y'all have a great day.